What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Erica Russo show. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I am beyond excited that the universe has led you here today. And if you are an OG, you continue to come back, you continue to press play, you continue to tune in each time a new episode drops. You know I love you. You know how grateful I am for your continued support. And if this podcast is helping you, if it's giving you clarity, if it's giving you something to listen to and lean into, if it's giving you those aha moments, I would be eternally grateful if you can head on over to iTunes or Spotify and leave a review. Those reviews allow this podcast to get to more ears, and now more than ever, I think conversations like these and insight that comes through and whatever wants to come out of my mouth, that sounds a little sexual, but whatever. I think it can help a lot more people. So before you go ahead and click submit on that review, make sure you send a screenshot over to me on Instagram at Erica W. Russo, and I would love to send you a free gift for taking the time out and supporting this podcast. Now that that is all said and done, I feel like today's episode is just very much a catch-up episode. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on astrologically, giving you a heads up. We are going to just talk a lot. Let's just have a conversation. But first off, let me take a sip of coffee. I don't know if you guys can hear the background. I do have my headset on, but I am on my deck right now, and it's basically my favorite place. Every summer, it's my favorite place. So if you hear stuff in the background, it's probably the crazy woodchuck that lives underneath my deck, because I just saw him go under my deck. His name is Henry. We have a love-hate relationship, or you might hear birds chirping, but that's basically why, because I'm hanging out on my deck while I'm recording this. So now that that is all said and done, I want to share a story that happened, because this is something that's happened a couple times, and it's probably going to happen to you if you're listening to this podcast. So last week, I took a drive to one of my local crystal stores. Now, this crystal store, when I tell you, it is ghetto and it is old school. Like, Homegirl doesn't even have a website. Homegirl doesn't even have a computer. She still writes out the receipt. Okay? But I love her. I love this little store. She has a great selection of herbs. She has a great selection of crystals, and her prices are good. So I like to go there twice a year and spend a lot of money. So I went last Saturday, and while I was at this crystal store, I was just browsing, and there was a particular crystal that caught my eye. And I knew instantly that I needed this crystal. It was just this is what I need. So I grabbed the crystal. I don't look at the meaning. That's something that I have learned not to do, is I don't look at the meanings of the stones when I go crystal shopping. I just allow my intuition to guide me. And then when I get home, I'll take photos of the crystals and I will put it into Google Images, and it's always of course I chose this crystal because this is what the theme is right now for my life. And it's a great way to access your intuition and work with your intuition, by the way. Quite literally, just go to your favorite crystal store, grab whatever crystals call to you. If they have the little piece of paper, grab it, but don't read it. Just let your intuition guide you with that. And then this is literally something that I do every single day, is I have a little collection of crystals in my living room, and I will choose the stone or the stones that I feel called to work with for that day, either stuff it in my bra or in my pocket or whatever. And I'll look up the crystal at the end of the day, and it's always so satisfying because it's exactly the crystal, it is exactly the energy that I needed for that particular day. So anyway, let's go back to the story. So it was this very interesting looking crystal, and I grabbed it, didn't think anything of it. So I didn't, I forgot to look up the meanings or the spiritual, what these crystals were good for when I got home. But I was so drawn to this particular crystal. I got about 5 different crystals, but it was this one particular crystal. I just had to have it on me at all times. And the crystal was chiastolite. Okay, it's a very interesting stone. It has a cross on it. It's a bit more on the expensive side. And I was holding on to it all week long. All week long. I couldn't like not have it on me. So yesterday I went to go tanning, and I forgot I had it in my bra. Okay, so while I was getting ready to get into the tanning bed, unfortunately, I took off my bra and the crystal dropped to the floor, which was tile, and it broke into like 4 pieces. And I was like, God damn it, right? But when a crystal breaks, that means that it's done its job. Okay, that means that the life of that crystal, it absorbed whatever it needed to do, and it's done its job and it can rest in peace. So I didn't think anything of it, and I really didn't think it was going to break, to be completely honest, because there was a mat right next to it, and I was hoping it would get to the mat, but it didn't. It broke right on the tile. So when I got home, I was like, what was that crystal anyway? So I found out that it was chiastolite, and chiastolite was exactly the energy that I needed. Let me look it up and give you a little bit of context. So it is also known as the cross stone, and it's a stone of transformation, resilience, protection, often associated with grounding and spiritual evolution. When I was connecting with this stone for the couple days that I had it, it was very grounding for me. The Jupiter in Cancer, which is in my 12th house, is bringing up a lot of like healing and subconscious things coming up to the surface for me, and I'm meditating a lot more and I'm doing more witchcraft. So I need that grounding. I needed more grounding energy. So when I read what this stone was good for, I was like, of course it's good for grounding. Of course it's good for spiritual evolution. Of course it's good for protection and resilience, because those are what I need at this time. So anyway, when a crystal breaks or you can't find it, it means it's done its job. But this is like a little game. I don't want to even call it a game. It's something that I've just been doing for so many years, and I forget that it's a great way to access your own your intuition and connect with the energies of the crystals, is just literally going to your favorite crystal store and not asking anybody what each crystal means, not looking it up. Like if there's a piece of paper that gives you a little, information on each crystal, obviously grab it, but don't read it. Go in, allow your intuition to guide you, gather some crystals, and then keep all of these crystals in a jar or a container, and every single day, just intuitively choose the stone that you need. And throw it in your bra, throw it in your purse, whatever the case may be. And then after that day, look up the meaning. And it's going to give you a lot of confidence and clarity, and be like, oh, wow, I am attuning to energy because this is exactly what I needed. And these are the properties of this crystal. So definitely start doing that. Okay. Now, another thing that I want to share with you guys is this amazing manifestation oil that has found itself on my path. It is so beautiful. I love the story. Let me share with you a little information regarding this amazing oil. So this comes from a woman, and it's called Danny's Karma. Okay, and this is Her manifestation oils are private label, crafted with love and intention to help you align with your dreams and desires. The oils contain real herbs that are known to have magical properties and added ingredients such as retinol, vitamin C, argan, and almond oil for enhancing your skincare routine. Each blend is formulated to amplify your energy and bring clarity to your goals. And she was sweet enough to offer my listeners as well as my followers 20% off her manifestation oils. You can grab them on Amazon until the end of the month. Okay, just use code Erica Russo. I will leave all of this information in the show notes for you, but definitely check this out if you are a spiritual girly with a love of skincare. Now, with all of that said and done, let's talk a little bit about what's going on astrologically, because there's some things happening that I just want to give you guys a heads up with. Okay, so first and foremost, Saturn and Neptune are both officially in retrograde in the sign of Aries. Okay, and they're going to be retrograde for quite some time, a couple months. We'll talk a little bit about that, but then lo and behold, on the 18th, love this, Mercury is going to also be in retrograde in the sign of Leo. So retrogrades happen often throughout the year, okay? And essentially what retrogrades are, I look at retrogrades as a time of reflection. Okay, it's not so much about moving forward, but it's about reassessing, reevaluating, recuperating, and bringing yourself back, making sure the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. It's much more about reassessment of what is already present than bringing in more. Okay, so with these big planets in retrograde, okay, first and foremost, Saturn just entered Aries on May 24th. Okay, this was one of the bigger transits, and Neptune entering Aries was also a big transit that happened, I believe, on March 30th of this year. So what does that exactly mean? Saturn, how do I put this lightly? Wherever Aries is in your unique natal chart, okay, there's going to be a time of reassessment. Okay, so I'm going to give you a personal example just so you can understand how the astrology and the transits manifest into our everyday lives. Okay, so Aries governs my 9th house of God, philosophy, travel, spirituality, and the last couple of months since Saturn has officially been in this sign, I have had an overwhelming urge to just go even deeper into my spiritual practice. I have been going to my books, learning more about witchcraft, studying more about planets and astrology. I am now a certified Hellenistic astrologer thanks to the astrology school, like very much going deep into higher education, right? And that's what I've been focusing in on since May. And now that Saturn's in retrograde, it is not a time to add more to what you are already doing. It's a time to reassess and see the seeds that you have been planting the last couple of months, making sure that they're good, making sure that you're on the right path, making sure that everything is copacetic and you're going the way that you want to go. Does that make any sense? Like, don't add more shit to your plate right now, okay? What you want is to gather what is already present, tweak some things, make sure you're focused and it's slow and steady because it's Saturn and you're on the right path. And that's really the energy of Saturn going retrograde. Now, Neptune in retrograde in Aries, this is a very interesting combination because Neptune is all about spirituality. It's about mysticism. It's everything behind the veil. It's the only planet that we cannot see with the naked eye. And it's, with it being in retrograde in Aries, I think this is actually a good thing, because if you haven't noticed, there's a bunch of fucking idiots on the internet who are claiming to be spiritual teachers, and it's essentially just like they're building their cults. And this is a time for us to ask questions. It's a time for reflection. Are the people that you are following, are the teachers that you're learning from actually in alignment with who you are? Or are you coming from a place of fear? Are you coming from a place of them telling you what is truth? Okay? This has been so fucking crazy. Like, this has been absolutely nuts. And again, Neptune in retrograde is giving you that time, that capacity to really be like, am I learning from the people I want to learn from? Am I in alignment with this belief system? Am I in alignment with what I believe to be true? Are these books and these podcasts and the content that I am consuming, are they where I want to go? Or is it because I'm just doomsday scrolling? Is it just because this person has this many followers and they're saying that this is a fact and I'm just believing it? This is a great time for inner reflection when it comes to all things spiritual, all things mystic, all things occult. Now, with Mercury going retrograde on the 18th in the sign of Leo, okay, for all my fellow Leo risings, this might bring some complications when it comes time for communication, okay? Perhaps it's going to be hard for you to really express what's going on in your mind and heart. If you, wherever Leo is where there's going to be that retrograde. Okay. So again, you really have to have a basic understanding of your natal chart. You can, and that's another thing that we need to talk about. Embodiment Blueprint is now open, and we're going to talk about it right after I get what I have to say out. So, Mercury is the planet of the mind. It is the planet of intellect. It's how we process things. It's how we communicate with the world. And when it goes retrograde, which it goes retrograde 3 times a year, it's not our first rodeo. We're going to have tech issues. I'm already having tech issues because we're in a shadow period, but it's going to be harder for us to process things. Things that you don't want to do during a Mercury retrograde is sign contracts, close on houses, close on any sort of deals. It's not a great time. It's really not a great time. But with that being said, because Saturn and Neptune are in a fire sign and Mercury is also retrograde in a fire sign, I personally intuitively feel like there's going to be a lot of inner turmoil and aggression that we might experience, okay? And I'm not talking about this in the physical world. I'm talking about the inner world, our inner world, how we are handling and processing the stimuli and the experiences that are going on in the physical world, right? Fire is very passionate. It is about movement, and it doesn't necessarily like to be in a retrograde sort of thing. Who really likes to be in a retrograde sort of thing? But this is going to be a time where you might notice, or you might become aware that maybe you're getting agitated a little bit quicker. Perhaps people are annoying you even more. Perhaps your communication skills might get a little ignited, so to speak, especially with it being in Aries, okay? Or I'm sorry, Leo, Mercury being in Leo, because again, Leo is the lion. It is passionate. It is courageous. It is the leader. It is all about, stepping up, and you might find yourself being very frustrated and not able to say what you want to say in a way that people can relate to it. Okay. How do we handle this? Well, we take some deep breaths. It's life. Shit happens. We're strong. We can get over everything, right? So if you find yourself more conflicted, if you find yourself more aggravated, this too shall pass. Okay. Let it simmer. The best thing that I can tell you, and this is something that I literally say, I feel like I'm a broken record, because I say the same things over and over and over again, and that's what I'm known for. But I always say, let it simmer. Just let it simmer. When you find yourself in frustration, when you find yourself not in alignment, when something pisses you off, give yourself 3 days. Okay? Because I guarantee you, by the second day, you're not going to be as pissed. By the third day, you'll probably forget why you were pissed in the first place. And this is a really great time for us to let it simmer, okay? Don't jump. Don't freak out. Let yourself be cool, calm, and collected. Punch a punching bag. Do some breath work. I have a free guided breath work that I will leave in the show notes if you want to check that out. It probably will do you good. Just saying. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a time of reflection. It's going to be a time of taking a step back. Don't put more on your plate, okay? Relax, especially with Saturn in retrograde, because Saturn, it pushes us to the limits anyway, okay? Like it pushes us to the limit anyway. So just reassess, tweak some things, figure out what's going on, and, just enjoy the process. Now that that is all said and done, Embodiment Blueprint is now open, okay? If you are, this is really going to be this is my signature offer. And this is where you get your soul contract, your human design, and your natal chart. It's so fucking fantastic. I am so proud of this offer. If you have been really doing a lot of soul searching, if you have been trying to figure out your next move, if you have been trying to figure out where your strengths are, your talents, your karma, all of that and more, Embodiment Blueprint is the answer, okay? What this is essentially a report where you get a bunch of audio recordings of me going through all of your unique placements for all 3 readings, okay? You get lifetime access to all of this. You also get PDFs and workbooks. It's absolutely incredible. It quite literally is your embodiment blueprint. This is only open twice a year, okay? And with that being said, I quite literally go through each one of these reports. So I don't take on a lot. So if this is something that you're interested in and grabbing it for yourself, I will leave the link in the show notes. Again, once I feel like my plate is full, because this isn't a course, this is quite literally a report that I create, I don't take on as many people. So grab it now or hold your peace, because the next time this is going on sale or I'm opening up the door to this isn't until probably like November or December. So with all of that being said, and I'll leave the link for Embodiment Blueprint where you can learn a bit more about the report in the show notes, and I'll leave a whole bunch of shit in the show notes for you. But yeah, that's really it, guys. It's always a pleasure. Make sure you are hanging out with me on Instagram. You can check out all of my free resources as well, again, in the show notes for you. And that's it. I will see you guys around the internet.